What's going on, guys? Michikishu. We are back with another Fire Emblem Engage video, and in this video we will be doing chapter 2, possibly chapter 3, depending on how long the both chapters take. So let us jump in and see what chapter 2 has in store for us. Now, in the last chapter and prologue, we basically just went through the tutorial in the first two in the last video. The prologue teaching us how to battle, and also showing us that Marth, Roy, and all the other past, emblems are in the game. And in chapter 1, we have awoken after 1,000 years and went against some enemies while saving these two. Then Lumera came and saved us from the following ambush. Lumera being Alier's mother.
So great!
You look so incredible on the battlefield. Of course you did. You're the divine dragon, but did you get injured at all? I hope not. If you need healing, though, I'm fantastic at it. Okay, I guess we have to talk to them. I was a bit worried, but we made it through. We're safe because of you, Divine One. Hey, what happened to that guy who popped out of your ring? It hardens me to see you and Queen Lumera reunited at last. The memory loss may have come as a surprise, but she seems elated nonetheless.
Thank you.
I am so very, very happy to see you. It's like a dream. However, we had best not linger for too long. There may be more enemies lurking around or about. Was I supposed to talk to them? I guess it would be nice to at least talk to them. Next chapter,
Let's head to the castle. Climb on my back.
Oh, okay.
We live on the continent of Elios, 4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center. Firene, kingdom of abundance. Brodia, kingdom of might. Elusia, kingdom of knowledge. Solm, queendom of freedom. The land of Lithos, home of divine dragons. And Gradlon, domain of the fell dragon, fallen to ruin. 1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the fell dragon. We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us, heroes known as Emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one. In the end, we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the fell dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens. If his shadow stretches across the land again, then we must fight him anew, as we did in ages past. Fell Dragon, Sombron, must be stopped. Here we are. We are safe within these walls.
So this is Lithos Castle. It's beautiful.
I'm glad you think so. Though you may not remember this place, I've long waited to welcome you back here. Welcome home.
I'm home?
Yes, you are. I feel overwhelmed with joy. I may cry.
Queen Lumera.
Vander. Clan. Frem. Thank you for all you've done. You are worthy stewards indeed. You and your predecessors, watching over my child all these years. I am ever so grateful.
You are too kind.
Yeah, it's awful nice of you to say that. I'm starting to feel woozy.
Oh yeah, go us! We just got praised by Queen Lumera herself!
The happiness of this moment aside, I am troubled to see the corrupted here in Lethos.
The corrupted?
Those enemies you were fighting out on the grasslands.
Oh, I didn't like those things one bit. Just the sight of them made my blood run cold.
Understandably so. The corrupted are corpses revived by an evil power. The Fell Dragon used them as his soldiers in the war. Before the start of that bitter conflict, Elyos had known peace for eons. But then, a dark presence emerged. Sombron. Despite tireless searching, we could not determine where he'd come from. But seeing the destruction he wrought, there was no doubt of his evil intentions. Now the corrupted are spreading once more. This may be a sign of his return.
No.
I wonder if it is mere coincidence that you awakened as all this unfolds. If the Fell Dragon has been released, then we must prepare for battle.
I can't imagine fighting someone like that.
Worry not. I doubt he will attack anytime soon. This castle is filled with the spirits of divine dragons. The corrupted cannot enter it easily. Let us devise a plan now, while we have the opportunity. Emblem Marth.
It's been quite some time, Lumera.
That it has. Thank you for lending your aid against the corrupted.
You're welcome. But of course, I could help only because your child remembered me. You know, it is possible the others are awake now, just as I am.
Perhaps you are right.
Sorry, but what do you mean? Who's awake?
There is something I should show you. Follow me.
What is this place?
This is the Ring Vault. It is where the Emblem Rings are enshrined. Those of the Holy Knight, of the Sage Lord, and of the Azure Twins rest here. As well as the Ring of the Princess Exalt, and finally, the Ring of the Instructor. Each dwells within an Emblem Ring, as Marth resides in the Ring of the Hero King.
So, counting Marth, there are 6 emblem rings. Wow.
In fact, there are 12. 6 here, and 6 entrusted to the other countries. As a precautionary measure.
What do you mean?
The emblems grant world-altering power to whoever has all 12 rings. For generations, the divine dragons used this power to ensure peace and prosperity in Elyos. Indeed, that was how we locked away the Fell Dragon. But many have sought to steal the rings and use them for their own nefarious purposes.
Which is why they're scattered all over the continent, not just stored here.
Precisely. The rings offer their power but once every 1,000 years. At which time the divine dragon travels across Elyos to collect them from each nation's ruler. With 1,000 years having passed since last time, I was planning to carry out this ritual soon. But if the Fell Dragon is after the rings, the emblems may be summoned before I arrive.
Summoned?
It is how one calls for an emblem from a ring, just as you did earlier with Marth. Only those with royal dragon blood are capable of summoning. That includes you, my child.
Oh. You must be talking about the phrase that popped into my head.
An invocation, you mean? What was it?
Shine on, Emblem of Beginnings. I wasn't even thinking about it. The words just fell from my mouth.
That was how you summoned Marth. What was your focus, your intention when you spoke those words?
I wanted to help Clan and Fram. I didn't want to lose them. I wanted to protect them.
Your focus was on helping others. Remember that intention whenever you summon emblems. Not to keep the power for yourself. Understand? To borrow so you may protect others.
I understand.
Now, why don't we try a practice battle? You must be a little rusty after all these years. How about we train here? You will be the one fighting. The emblem lends you their strength. You need to train your body and mind to unleash an emblem's full power. Vander, Clan, Frem, you will be aiding my child in this battle. Against me.
Queen Lumera, even in a practice battle, I could not turn my weapon on you.
Oh, Vander, please do put your heart into it. I know I will.
The corrupted!
No, dear. Not at all. How could you think so? I made these opponents from plants and rocks. Nevertheless, their abilities are the same. Drop your guard and you could be hurt.
They're really unsettling. Can we train with something else? They give me the chills.
Listen, you must push through your fear and face whatever opponent stands against you. Never run away. You are my child, the protector of all. The Divine Dragon.
I understand.
Don't worry, Divine One. We'll back you up every step of the way.
Yeah, what Fram said.
As loath as I am to battle against Queen Lumera, orders are orders. I pledge to bring us victory.
Thank you, everyone.
Now, let's begin.
Be cautious, Divine One. Some of these enemies are carrying long-range weapons. Therefore, they can rain arrows upon us from afar.
Attack range. Each weapon has a set range. A bow with a range of 2 can attack enemies 2 spaces away. Weapons with a range of 1 cannot counter distant attacks. Weapons with a range of 2 cannot counter adjacent attacks. Alright, so it seems like we're just training this chapter. Why don't we bring...
See this enemy with the axe. Axe wielders are at a disadvantage against swords. Swords are strong against axes, axes against lances, and then lances against swords. If you outmatch your foe, you can break their fighting stance for an advantage in combat. Try it. Strike with your sword. After their stance is broken, they'll be open to further attack.
Breaking enemies. Inflict the break status on an enemy by landing an attack with a weapon that has an advantage. Broken units cannot counterattack until after their next combat. This is your chance to attack. Swords have advantages over axes, axes over lances, and lances over bows. Arts have advantage over bows, tomes, and knives. Arts? I guess we'll just put, yeah, here should be just fine.
Well done. You see, swords are strong against axes. Always keep such weapon advantages in mind. Enemies can't counterattack while recovering their stance. A good time to finish them off.
As your steward,
We'll have Vander go to the archer. Should be fine, right? 18. Yeesh.
Hey, Divine One. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I can use magic. I'm good from near or far, even against well-protected enemies.
Magic can attack both distant and adjacent enemies. Magic is often effective against enemies with high physical defense. Mystical units. Ignoring terrain bonuses to a foe's avoid rate when attacking with magic. Mystical units can land attacks from a distance even when an enemy should be hard to hit. What about Fran? Looks like she's a healer.
The Divine One looked right at me! You know, I can do some mean healing with my staff. Not only that, I can take incoming hits from nearby allies. But it smarts when I do. Anyway, if you don't want to get hurt, or you need some patching up, just lean on me.
Staves are items with which your units can help allies or hinder enemies. Only certain classes like martial monks can use them. A heal staff, for example, restores an ally's hit points. Staves are useful, but they break after a certain number of uses. Oh. Key Adept units can use Chain Guard to protect adjacent allies from attacks. With Chain Guard, the ally does not take damage. Instead, the Key Adept takes damage equal to 20% of their own max HP. Chain Guard is only available if the Key Adept's unit's HP is full. We'll just attack. And then with
For the Divine
Plan.
Dragon.
Oh no. Attack. This one.
Never underestimate me! Oh, thank goodness.
And then he can't take a stance. Or he can. Oh! She nearly died. She nearly died. They're called fabrications, okay. Oh, do you have to attack Queen Lumera?
I'll do my best.
Just wait.
Queen Lumera, please forgive me for standing against you.
Vander, you are my child's knight. You must fill that role as best you can. Attack me with all your might.
Next turn for sure. And that just
I
leaves...
can't let him down.
Oh, she's gonna target me if I go closer. We'll just wait.
There is no need to hold back, my child.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's inside the thicket, so she might avoid us. That should help. Alright, we'll attack with...
Here until the end.
Actually, hold on. Can we heal? Just so you know, give it a shot.
That helps. Here goes.
And that should be good, right? Unless we miss. Yep, we miss. Alright, we'll have Vander attack. There we go.
So sorry.
Nice and simple in the beginning of the game as it seems. Then later on it'll start getting all messy.
Fantastic work. You fought together splendidly. Let's move on. Wait over there a moment. All right. If everyone is in position, we'll begin. This time, I will be more hands-on. I intend to fight as if in an actual battle. Furthermore, I'll be using this.
Is that the Ring of the Holy Knight?
Indeed it is. I'm inviting an old friend to join us.
I am Sigurd. If you require strength and swiftness, I am all too happy to oblige.
Emblem Sigurd. He looks like a strong opponent.
Each emblem has their own abilities. When allied with them, you can call upon their unique powers and skills.
Whatever Sigurd's power is, it won't be the same as Marth's. We'd better keep our eyes open.
My rapier is effective against cavalry, like those enemies over there. Once we engage, you can use my weapon. Try it against that foe.
Emblem energy. Sometimes an emblem's energy lingers in a space. If a sync unit finishes their actions or waits on a space containing emblem energy, their engage meter will fill completely. Okay. When you place the cursor on an enemy, you will see the radius that foe can reach. You can press A to keep that radius displayed. You can press ZL to see the danger radius of all your enemies at once. Oh. Who is this? Just a fabrication. We'll go here. Then we'll keep her a little bit farther. Oh, you can see me still? Did I just keep her in the back? Just wait. As for you, I'll have you in the thicket and just attack him.
Phew.
Whoa! Do that. Please do 10. Then we'll have Xander deal with him. Or Xander. Vander, not Xander. That was probably because he's in a thicket as well. I'll just go up a little farther. Oh no. We'll wait. Wait with her there.
Your teamwork is inspiring. Now it's time for us to make our move. Come, Sigurd.
She ran so far. What the heck?
That was incredible!
Lord Sigurd is remarkably swift. Perhaps we should be grateful this is a mock battle.
That was rude. Attack. Wait. Can we swap our equip? Oh, rapier works. So engage. Huh.
Yes.
Kind of thinking here what to do. What I can do is get rid of this fabrication. That goes the same over here, so I can also heal him.
I am the 32nd Steward of the Dragon.
32nd Steward.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh no, she's gonna be like a target. Can you heal?
I fight another day.
Just have him in the middle.
This is certainly more of a challenge.
Your enemies will not hold back, and neither will I. That is why you must defeat me. What a delight it is to see you in battle after all these years.
Nice. Maybe going engaged now would be better. Wait, take him down? Nice.
Phew.
Okay, so we can't go because he's in the way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Then we will go engage. We'll just attack with the rapier.
I live to fight again.
I still
Then
stand.
we'll put him here. We'll use a vulnerary. And she went
no
around.
disrespect, Queen Lumera, but I've got to attack you.
That's the spirit, Fram.
You're dead.
Yeah, I lost. I want to stay by the Divine Dragon's side, but I can't take anymore. Sorry, I've got to retreat.
It's okay. And there we go. This should be it.
My prayers are with you.
Lots of twos. Just twos.
Sorry. You've won. I'm proud to see you working together so well.
Break defenses. If units attack breaks foe, unit makes an extra attack at 50% damage. And there we go. MVP was clan. That is different. Alright, so I guess that's the end of chapter 2?
Well fought, everyone. You bested Sigurd and me. That's quite the feat. There is much to improve upon, but this is a wonderful start. Great work.
Thank you. I can't believe we had to fight against Queen Lumera.
Yeah, well, I can't believe we won.
Though you have only just awoken, your power seems to be growing already, Divine One.
I'd like for you to have this.
This is the sword you were using, isn't it?
Yes. An ancient blade that can be wielded only by divine dragons. It served me well for many years, but now it is yours. Consider it a prize for your victory today.
Thank you. Someday I'll prove that I'm worthy of this sword.
I have no doubt. Please, take this as well.
Is this another emblem ring?
No, it is purely ornamental. You see, before your slumber, I made you a promise.
What was it?
I said I'd give you a birthday present that suited you perfectly. I was working on it in private, but I was unable to finish it in time. That birthday has long since passed, but I would quite like to give you this gift now.
I'm sorry. I can't accept.
Why not?
That ring fulfills a promise you made me, right? But I don't remember that promise. It'd feel wrong accepting it. Like I was taking a present meant for someone else. Please offer me this gift again once I've remembered everything.
Everything, you say? Did facing me in battle stir any recollections?
It didn't. I'm sorry.
You need not apologize. It doesn't matter what you can remember right now. I only hope that one day you will think of me as your mother, as you did 1,000 years ago. Forgive me. I was so thrilled to spend time with you again. I suppose I got a little carried away, didn't I?
No, it's all right.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. Perhaps we should call it a day, hmm? But let's agree to chat again in the morning. What do you say? Pinky promise?
All right.
Liberation obtained. Support. As allies fight next to each other or heal each other, they gain support points and eventually unlock support conversations. You can view support conversations on the Somnio or world map to increase the support level between characters. Units with support levels gain stat bonuses when standing adjacent to one another. Alright, I guess we'll just talk to them, and then it seems like... Oh, are those orange dots items in the map? Go check them out. Oh, they're just, I guess, interactions, maybe. But they did say watch out for items. They're running around. Can't run. At least it doesn't seem like we can run. Oh, maybe those flashing spots in the map means items. But I don't want to just keep running around the map. I think for this video, chapter 2 would be just fine. I did look up to see how many chapters were in the game. I think I remember 26, if I am not mistaken. So since we did the prologue in chapter 1, we are in a little bit of an odd bunch. So maybe I will save this for chapter 2 only, and then the next video maybe we'll start doing 2 chapters at a time. So are we just gonna get berries here? Iron ingot. It doesn't look like there's anything else, so let's go read what these conversations have to say, and then we'll just end the video from there. I was helpful, yeah, at least a little. I'm going to keep being helpful for you, Divine One. Divine One, you look so amazing. I swear I'm gonna get stronger too, especially for you. Sorry I'll let you down.
Spectacular as ever.
You fought magnificently. Going forward, I will continue alongside you as your knight. I think there's something else over there.
Please rest easy for today.
We'll chat in the morning? How you gonna make her say half her line? Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, had half a line left. And more berries, so yeah. We're just gonna save here because this moves on to the next chapter. So now that chapter 2 is done, we are now evenly on track to the rest of the chapters if we start doing 2 chapters at a time from here on out. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys made it this far in this video, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Fire Emblem Engage so far. It is just a beginning, so we're still learning how the games are running, even though we pretty much know what we're kind of doing, even because we played the games, or I have played the games in the past, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think this is gonna be just fine for now. So with that being said, guys, thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.